Hello, everyone. I'm Ravneet Singh. I'm your host at PCE Final Frontier. I'm here with a very special guest. This is going to be our episode number 6, where we're going to talk a lot about our Filipino community and have a lot of fun conversation with one of my very special guests, Kristine. Kristine, welcome to the PCE Final Frontier
Hi, Mr.
podcast.
Ravni. Thank you so much for having me today. Good morning and good morning, everyone. So we're
Absolutely.
excited to share with you all the things that we discussed previously. So yep, this is the best time to
Exactly.
chat. Yep.
How's everything with you, Kristine?
Well, everything's great. The weather is good. It's sunny, and so my mood is also great today. I'm
That is
still
great.
nervous, but so excited to do this.
I completely understand that. And I think I feel the same way every time I want to go live because you don't know when there are going to be technical glitches and you don't know if there's going to be delay or anything that
Uh-huh.
you're going to mess up.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Yeah. So bear
But
with
hey,
us
here
if
we are.
anything goes
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Here we are.
Okay.
And hopefully things goes well in this podcast. Right.
Yes. Praying for
Okay,
you.
great. Uh, well, everyone who's going to watch this episode, Kristine has been with the PC Final Frontier and in our team for quite long for me to say that I trust her recommendations completely. And that's why she's here because she's very honest, she's very loyal, and she's one of the most hardworking persons that I've ever worked with. Multiple jobs, PCE cleared, and resident PT while she was getting married. Congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you have a great family support because I
Mhm.
think that's one of the most important things that you require when you are involved in multiple things at a time. So
Yeah.
congratulations on,
Yeah, I can just imagine how, oh my gosh, I was everywhere at the time. But
yeah,
yeah, I got the support that I needed.
that is right.
Yes.
Great. Kristine, once again,
Mhm.
thank you very much for agreeing to be on the camera and be one of the brave person to be on the camera because it's not easy for everyone. And I appreciate that. Um, I know that it's Sunday and you still agree to talk with us because I think we share something similar. It's about the compassion. It's about the zeal, the urge to help people because somewhere in your mind, somewhere in your life, you want to help people.
Yes.
You want to make sure that not everyone has to go through the same struggle,
Yes.
right?
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
well, thank you so much
so
for
great.
having me today. Like, this is a great
Sure.
opportunity to be part of your podcast. This series has been great. It has been helping a lot. So thank you so much for doing this.
I'm
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Okay, my Siri is saying I'm here. I don't know how to shut my Siri off. Okay, whatever.
That's
There you
okay.
go. I know,
It's
right?
good to have that
It's
thing.
good to have her, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to
Okay,
have
great.
her.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Kristine,
Yeah.
go ahead and tell something about yourself, like what you do right now, your
Okay.
credentials, and then we'll move on with the questions.
Okay, perfect. So, hi guys, I'm Kristine Zea, and I'm a Filipino physiotherapist representing every Filipino out there. Okay, and well, currently I am still licensed and registered in the Philippines, but now I'm also registered here in Canada. So, I'm working as interim physiotherapist under the CPTVC, or that's in British Columbia. And I am now part of Pro Physio Works. Okay, I am also part of Physiopath, and I am happy to also be part of PCE Final Frontier. So yeah. Okay, so today I am just going to share everything that I think would help you, okay, with your process, because well, it's a long, tedious process, and I've been through everything. So I think this is the best platform to help many more Filipino physios, especially the ones who are just can't approach me or can't message me, because they don't know me. So yeah, so this is a great thing. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and thank you so much for the support. So yeah, that's
All
it.
right. When you
Yeah.
said, especially who don't know me, so let's make you famous.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Let's send your voice in every Filipino therapist's home where
Mhm.
they can find your help. And I mean, I have a huge respect for people who wants to step up and just donate their time, like
Yes.
you're not benefiting anything from this podcast and you still agree
Yes.
to do that because it might give you some peace of mind. Hey, you did something special on May 28th to help
Yeah.
the community on a bigger scale,
Well,
right?
actually, Sir Amit, when I started with my process, I had no one to ask help from. So I was really on my own, trying to
Right,
figure things out on my own. And I
right.
did encounter so many errors, so many delays, and even cost me much. So on that moment, I realized, oh, why not, launch a program or help other people so that they would not go through the same thing that I went through. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And that's the goal, right?
yeah, that is the
Okay.
goal.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Kristine, let's try to build a pathway for anyone who wants to practice in Canada who comes from Philippines.
Yes.
What is the first thing that you'll tell them to do?
Okay. So the very first thing in everything is to decide. Okay. You
Yeah.
have to make that decision and commit to that decision. Okay. You cannot just go in half-hearted. You have to be there 100%. Okay. You can't just quit when things get rough, right? You
Yeah.
have to make a commitment and do something about that. Okay. And then the next one is you have to choose which path you're going to take, because I think becoming a PD in Canada is a destination. And there are so many roads to take, right? So you can go for the student pathway. You can become a student first in Canada and then later on become a physio. Or you can do it yourself while you're in the Philippines, which can be rough because of course you're on your own, right? So well, if you're on your own in a new road, then you don't know what to expect. And the next one is having a mentor, having a guide, which can help you, like walk you through the process. Okay, so you can do that with Physiopath or PCE Final Frontier. So what we basically do with that path is that we develop this road, which was once a rough road, right? So we made it cemented. We put, road signs, warning signs, lights, so that the travel or the journey will be smoother and more manageable. So yeah, so those are the three, roads that they can choose from. And
Sounds
should I
good.
go to the next one?
We can, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say anyone who's listening live, and if you have any questions, if you're into the process, feel free to type it in the comment box, live chat, so that we can take your question and I can ask directly to Kristine while she's live. While you were
Yeah.
talking about deciding something, while you were talking about you have to stick to your decision, something reminded me about a very famous show. You might have watched it. I don't know if you watch it or not because that was released while you were preparing for your PCE. Have you heard
Okay.
about Squid Game?
Squid Game. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming you
Okay.
did not watch it.
I did watch
Oh,
it.
you watched it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know the struggle story behind the Squid Game? Like for how
The
long the script was ready and how long the director waited for
oh
it to stream?
no.
It
That
was
part I
more
don't
than
know.
a decade.
Oh
That show
wow.
was written for more than a decade, and nobody wanted to take that show on their live streaming.
Oh wow.
Speaking of consistency, right? Speaking of
Yes.
sticking to your decision and doing what you believe is finally going to pay you. That's what Kristine was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have thought
Mhm.
Squid Game would become number one show in 55 countries in the first 3 days of its release? It was the consistency and perseverance that the director had and the belief in themselves when they wanted to do something on a bigger scale. So if you are in a position where you have double thoughts, you are not sure about what to do, but you want to achieve something, then I
Mhm.
think you need to start putting effort into the right direction,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. All
Exactly.
right.
Yep. No one wins by quitting.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Tell me something about credentialing process.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yep. So that is actually the next step. But before that, I want every person, before you start with, this process, I want you first to check your finances. Because, well, reality check, this is not cheap, right? But the good news is it's possible. You can make that happen. Well, what I did during my time, I have a credit card. Okay, and so I use that credit card to pay for things. And I apply for flexible payments with a bank. Okay, so while waiting for the next one, like for the next thing that I have to pay for, then I'm already paying for the other one. So, it's just a cycle. So, you can always find a way and make a way, but first you have to check your finances, okay? Because of course, along the way, I don't want you to like just quit because, I cannot do this anymore. It's so expensive, right? So you also have to check your finances, okay? And then once you're sure of that, you know your path, okay? You know your finances, you are really committed and decided, okay, I really want this to happen, okay? And so that's the time that you have to start gathering your documents, okay? And by documents, we need the following, okay? So you can now take down, okay, get your paper and notes and take down notes, okay? Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Sure.
Feel free to use Tagalog in between if you want to, because it's mostly going to be our Filipinos friends. Yes. So just be comfortable with English or Tagalog. If you think certain information is better conveyed in your language, then I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think most Filipinos are good in English. Let's go IELTS. Let's go TOEFL. But yeah.
All right. So let's keep moving.
I will do that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so so the first one is to gather all your documents. So what are these documents? Number one is your passport. Okay, so if you don't have your passport, this is the best time now to start processing for it. Because in the Philippines, it's not easy to get one. So you just have to, schedule an appointment to do that and wait for some time. So now is the best time to do that. The second one is get a PSA birth certificate. Okay, make sure that your document is PSA certified, because I encountered some candidates who still has the NSO. So that's, another birth certificate that CAPR is no longer accepting. Okay, and then after that, once you have those two things, okay, you can now begin by requesting your credentials from school. Okay, so I usually with my candidates, I encourage them to request for the credentials first before doing the application, so that while waiting for the credentials to be prepared and finished and shipped, then that's the time that we are also preparing for the credentialing application. Because, truth is, they need to wait for a month or maybe more for their credentials to be ready. Okay, and for that credential, so you need to request for the following. Should I go ahead and tell them?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. So you need, I think, 5. So you need a transcript of records from the school. Okay, you need your clock hours, the academic and the clinical. You need your internship certificate. Okay, you need your internship supervised clinical form. Okay, and you need to submit the Form D. Okay, so this Form D is very critical, because simple error, even just your birthday, can cause delay, right?
That's right.
You really have to be.
And this delay we're talking about can take at least 30 days.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's very frustrating sometimes. But if you want to know more about the credentialing process, we do have a complete tutorial on our PCE Final Frontier YouTube channel, which was made by Ruchi Ramnani, who is our credentialing specialist. And if you need a consultation, you can book a consultation about step-by-step approach, either with Kristine or with Ruchi, and it has to be done through the PCE Final Frontier website, which is pceff.com.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, I was thinking maybe this video could also help Indian physios or even other nationalities, right? Not just Filipino physios.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because the credentialing process is basically the same.
It's exactly the same. Yeah. There were some new changes that were made by the CAPR that we covered in our most recent tutorial on YouTube. So I think that I would really recommend to watch that before you start the process. But Kristine, I think you can be available for the weekends for the consultations if the time allows you. But this is something we can do, because sometimes, as you said, the verification takes a lot of time. I have met people, I'm not kidding, and I'm being very honest, who took 2 years to complete the credentialing process. It's only because their name in their passport and their birth certificate, the first name and given name and last name were messed up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it requires a lot of money.
That is.
Yeah, because in India, we don't have like first and last separately, right? So I can be just Ravneet Singh, my given name. But if you want to apply for the CAPR, then it has to be first name, last name, and optional middle name, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, every
Okay,
detail is
good.
important, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Okay, so yeah, so that is the request from the school. And once it's done, the school will ship it directly to CAPR. Okay, so while waiting for that thing, you are now doing the application. Okay, so with the application, you need to mail them. Okay, not just through email, because many candidates are asking me, am I supposed to email them this one, or is there any portal? No. Okay, unfortunately, we have to pay for the shipping fee. So we
Yeah.
have to mail them the application along with the PSA and your passport. Okay, but not the original, okay? So just a photocopy, but make it notarized. Okay, so the notarized photocopy of those documents, plus your Form A, which is the application, and Form B, which is the checklist. Okay?
Question for you.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
notarization has to be done by the school or university, or can be done by anyone?
By a lawyer.
By a lawyer. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So anywhere you are in the world, okay, if you have those documents with you, then you can begin with your application. Okay. There you go. Yep. So that is for the assessment. And yes, you are correct, Mr. Ravnate. So mine actually took, I think that's 8 months. But
Okay.
for others, it took them like a year or
Yep.
maybe more, especially if the credentials are lacking, or if
Right.
the school is taking longer to finish,
Yes.
the document or the package, or if there are any errors. So
Right.
yes, we want to avoid
Yeah.
delays and we want to avoid errors.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Question
So
for
yeah.
you. Because you're talking about the credentialing, would you recommend people to start studying once they are into the credentialing process, or would you want them to wait for the process to finish and then start studying?
Yeah, well, actually, since it's taking longer, right? Like 8 to 10 months,
Mm-hmm.
after application for the credentialing, I encourage them to start with the health course and with the
Okay.
IELTS. Okay.
Right.
And once they are done with the health course and the IELTS, that is the time that they will prepare for the PCE. Okay.
Right.
I suggest that they prepare, at least, this is the least, 6 months,
I
especially
agree.
for the ones who are working.
I
Because
agree.
juggling two things at a time is very challenging, time consuming. So I don't want them to do the study smart thing and just choose whichever topic that they think is sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
because in PCE every little detail is important,
Absolutely.
right? So it's like every reading material from the portal of PCE Final Frontier is important. You really have to read everything. So
Right.
giving more time for the review would be best. So yeah, so soon as you're finished with the IELTS, soon as you're finished with the health course, go and prepare for your PCE. And even if it's 8 months away or 6
Mm-hmm.
months away, please don't be relaxed. Okay, because I
Right.
encountered this, like, even me, when I was
Yeah.
preparing for my PCE, I was like, oh, that's still 6 months away from now, I'm still
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
You
like,
won't know when the 6 months have passed, and then you're
yeah,
like,
that's true.
oh shit.
Oh, shucks, it's only
Right.
2 weeks from now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
get ready,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot actually waste time. So
Right.
sooner the better. Okay,
You know,
and
I agree with you, but I also want to add in that sometimes too less time and too much time either can be frustrating,
yes.
right? A lot of people sometimes they wait. Maybe they have some reasons to wait to start preparing, but remember, then you have a timeline to take the exam,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you want to talk about the timeline so that they're not waiting too much, and then they receive an email from CAPR, hey, if you don't take the exam by this time, then your evaluation is going to be void.
Yeah. So actually, we have 2 years
Right.
since the completion of the assessment, right?
Yeah.
So within that 2 years, you need to take the PCE, whether pass or
Right.
fail, you need to take it.
Yeah.
Right. But of course, we only have three chances
Yes.
of winning. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have to, make sure that when you sit for that exam, you are ready.
Right.
Not just half ready, or not just,
Yeah.
oh, I just want to take this one. You are
Yeah.
ready. So yeah, and I also agree that too much time can be tricky, because if you start too early, like more than a year before the
Yeah.
exam, considering the portal is only good for a year, right?
Yeah.
So well, along the way, since it's 1 year from now, all the things that you have studied in the first few months, you can forget that when you go through more months
Yeah.
or more information. So actually,
Yeah.
I have a tip for that. So during my examination, I have this index card. Okay, for every topic, I did a summary of that, so
Mhm.
that when I'm studying about something else, randomly, if I want to go back to that information, I can just get it, very handy. Or if I want to go somewhere, I can have that and then just check the information. And I
Right.
also make it organized. I know I'm a very organized person sometimes. Okay, but it pays. It pays to be very organized. So for
Right.
example, this is the index card, right? And it's getting thicker.
Yeah.
So on the side, I put a note like, okay, ROM or
Yeah.
special test. And so if I want to check something about special tests, I can just go to that page,
Yeah.
just making life easier by organizing things. So yeah, you can
Right.
also do that, especially if you are working
Yeah.
and if you have more time
Right.
to study.
I think having a goal is very important. Like you said, once you're done with your IELTS and your healthcare course, then you should start preparing, because now you can actually project the time when your credentialing is going to be over.
Yes.
And you can have a good goal for yourself for next 6 months. Hey, I'm going to study 3 hours, 4 hours every day. And in the next 3 to 4 months, I should be ready for the exam.
Yes.
But well, everyone has a different story. You might have a family emergency, you might have your work emergency, and you might not
Yes.
be able to take the exam. But at least you feel prepared, and you just have to keep brushing up because you have the access to the course for 1 year. But yeah, you can always renew the course access, which is not a problem. But yes, because if you're stretching it for too long, you're going to lose your motivation. And
Mhm.
one day you'll decide, you know what, I'm just going to go
I'm
for the
tired.
exam.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel prepared, but you want to get rid of it. You end up failing the exam, and then you regret your decision. So it's better that you talk to somebody like Kristine, who has gone through the process, or any team member from the PCE Final Frontier who can help you to make your own special plan
Yes.
if you want to work with someone one-on-one.
Actually, in Physio Path 2, and we can also do this with PCE Final Frontier, I give them this timeline. I give them this Google Sheet,
Okay.
and then share it with them. And
Okay.
then in there, that they can see where they are already, what's the next step, so that they can be, we can monitor their progress.
Right.
They will not lose track. So yeah, that's one thing.
Sounds good. Yeah, being organized is one of the best things you can do for your exam.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, and
Kristine.
yeah, so once they're done with the IELTS and health course, so I think they just have to wait for 4 months, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe more than that.
Well, they don't have to wait for 4 months, because once you're into the process, once you send everything, yeah, you're right. 3 to 4 months is usually a time for the whole process to finish.
Yeah. Before they could sit for the exam, like they receive the letter from CAPR allowing them to sit.
But then you also have to add up the time, like for July exam, the last day of registration is in the May.
Precisely. Yeah.
3 months before, right? 2 months before, right?
Yeah.
So you wanna think
really
about
have
that
to plan
too.
it ahead. And timeline and timing is very crucial in this process.
Right.
So if you want to take this exam, you have to know when to ship that document, because
That is
again,
right.
it will take 7 days or 14 days for that document to arrive CAPR. So those things are some, you have to consider those things too.
Yeah, all great tips. Anything that you want to add to save time and money in the whole process?
Okay, so number one is be organized. Know your timeline. Okay, know when to submit things, know when to do things. Okay, if you can ask. Don't be scared to ask.
Right.
Okay, and about money, to save money, earn more, earn more and save more. Okay, so I think the reality is it's expensive, especially Philippines to Canadian dollars is times 40. So you can just imagine, the expenses, but you can always make it happen. Okay, or maybe you can just ask someone to sponsor you first and then pay them later. Maybe Mr. Ramit can do that. Can you do that, Sir Ramit? No. Yes.
All right, I don't want to say no to that, because we are actually starting the scholarship program. Okay. This is the first time that I'm saying it live. Okay. Yes. I was actually going to announce it on the in-person event, but now that you ask me, I don't want to lie about that. We are actually going to start a
Amazing.
scholarship program for at least twice a year.
Wow, you're actually making doors and opening doors for people. That's
Well, we're
amazing.
trying, as I said, like we've gone through the process, so we understand the frustration and we understand the struggle. So you just want to be a shoulder to someone if you have the capacity to do that,
Yeah, and the reality is most people cannot start yet because of finances,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can share the same goal on that, but
Yeah.
not yet. Okay, don't call me to ask for
I
scholarship yet.
won't. It's on me. It's on me.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, so that's good
Right.
to know, Sir Ravneet. And
Yeah.
I hope we help more physios to achieve their goals, especially if they are very committed and dedicated.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, after the CAPR, once they receive their letter from CAPR allowing them to take the exam, that is the time that they can register for the exam. So usually if you want to take in March, that's the first month, okay, the first exam in the year. So you need to submit or ship your documents by the end of December, okay, because the deadline is January 11th or somewhere like that, somewhere there. So yeah, you have to ship that by the end of December, especially there's holidays. So you have, to consider that too.
Right.
Okay, and then the next one I think is July. And then the next is September.
Right.
And then the next is December. But
November.
make sure that if you want to sit for those exams, give
Yes.
yourself at least 2 months to ship
Yeah.
your registration or your application.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Perfect. I think we're doing very fine, and we still have like about 10 to 15 more minutes to talk about more stuff. So let's talk about something that you want them to avoid, like a big.
So things that I want you guys to avoid rushing. That's number one.
All right.
Okay. Avoid, what do you call that? Avoid like doing things like, okay, I'm just going to do it later on because it's not yet important. Okay. Yeah. So if you can do it now, do it now. Okay. So don't ignore things and stop being paralyzed by fear. Okay, don't let fear paralyze you. I'm just too scared to take the IELTS. I'm just too scared to, try it. Don't make it paralyze you. If you don't, get it the first time, it's okay. Well, it's expensive. It's not okay, right? But you can try again. At least you are moving forward. So don't be stuck in one place. That's the number one that I want them to avoid. Okay, keep pushing, keep moving. Okay, and the second one is, I think stop over analyzing everything, especially with a review. Okay. And for example, you are preparing for your PCE. You're over analyzing things. You're checking it on Google. You're checking it on YouTube. You're checking it everywhere. Okay. So if you have that review, you can stick with that. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask your mentor. That's the best thing about PCE Final Frontier too. Right. So during my examination, it's just so handy. Like, Sir Ravneet, I'm confused about this thing, and Mr. Ravneet is so best. It's so good. He just would respond to me the next day, or like when he's online he would respond to me immediately. So that is very good, because sometimes when you have too many materials, okay, you get confused, like which one is correct, which one to go to, right? So it's best that you have someone to talk about it, to discuss about it, and make you understand, clarify your confusion or question. So don't be paralyzed. Don't overthink it. Okay, don't overdo it. Just find, there's a thin line between everything, right? So I think that's the thing that they need to find and avoid, being disorganized. Just do it. Okay.
I agree. When you said to avoid the delays and everything, I think it's a very natural human behavior. When something that we kind of have to start out of the box, it's always scary. But then you look around and then you see there's so many people who are already doing it. There's so many examples that already have. Right. So that's why we have a very big community in PCE Final Frontier, where we have people from different origins, where we have people from different backgrounds who can share their experiences with you, who can talk to you about your difficulties, about your like what are the possible solutions to that, So, I read a quote. It says, "No lock is made without a key." Every
Yeah.
lock has a key, right? You just kind of
Yes.
have to dig in deeper and try to find it out. You just
Yes.
need to get connected with someone who might be able to give you a tip, that key to the lock.
Yes.
So, like Kristine said, do not hesitate to talk to someone. Do not hesitate to ask for help. Keep thinking about your goal. Kristine, have you started working?
Yes, I am now working. I've been working for 2 months now
Okay.
at Professor Work. So that's here in Williams Lake, British
Okay.
Columbia. And
I'm
it
going
has,
to ask you this question. I know that this is not a planned question and everything. And okay, let's keep it general.
yes.
Somebody who's preparing for PCE, who's preparing for CAPR, and who's spending so much money, who might have not been able to clear the IELTS in the first attempt, and who's like, is it really worth spending so much money for Canada?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
So the simple answer is it's more than yes. It's a big yes, right? So not just the money, but it's the experience, the overall growth.
Yeah.
So actually, Mr. Ravneet, when they asked me, what are the expenses? I don't actually consider it as expensive. I consider that investment. Okay,
My
you
ears are blessed right now.
Yes, right. So before you reap something, before you make a profit, you have to put in the money, the effort, the hard work, right? So so including the expenses, they say expenses, I call it investment because you are paying for something, and then later on you're going to reap more, even more than what you spend.
Can you give an idea? Can you give an idea of if you're spending $4,000, $5,000 in total? I'm just saying, okay, it's not $5,000. It's lesser than that. It's lesser than $4,000. It might be lesser than $3,500 as well. So let's say if in overall, including the ticket and everything, you spend $5,000, what are you getting in terms of finances? What are you getting?
I'm just
Not you. I don't want you to disclose your contract. I just want you to talk about the range that we're looking as a resident PT in Canada.
So I will give you the closest estimate. Okay. So when I did it, I actually spent, I think that's 4,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, so that's 4,000 Canadian dollars, including the ticket, including the CAPR assessment, the review, all the miscellaneous, everything. Okay, all the exams like the IELTS, the health course. So let's say 3,000 to 4,000 Canadian dollars. So in Philippines, that is actually 160,000.
Okay.
Or if that's 5,000, that's 200,000. So 4,000 to 5,000 Canadian dollars.
Okay.
The truth is that's only a month of salary here in Canada. Okay. So if you invest, that amount, the second month you are already, reaping the profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk about what is the average per hour rate of a resident PT according to you? Like you might have done multiple interviews and you might have gotten an average of what from a private clinic to the corporate to the hospital. What is the average per hour scale?
Yeah, so we actually check that one, just making sure that we have the best offer from the employers. And what we get is actually minimum of $40. Okay?
Minimum of $40.
$40 to $50 or $45. And
let's keep 40 an average.
Yeah, $40.
Okay. Now $40 which an hour, which means $80K per year.
Yeah, well, $40
if you work 40 hours a week, and this is my calculation. If you work 40 hours a week and if you calculate, it comes to around $80,000 a year. And if you take out taxes, if you take out your rent, if you take out your car, if you take out your groceries and everything, you are still winning a game, right? You have a good life. You have arrived at a place where millions of people are thinking right now. So to answer the question, is it worth spending those $3,000 to $4,000?
Yeah.
If you fail the exam, let's say the $1,000 again. If you fail your IELTS, $200 again. Let's say instead of most average $4,000, let's say if you spend $6,000 in total, is it worth spending $6,000 on this whole process? Think about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not just about the money. right?
I agree
It's
that.
the
I agree.
overall
But
quality of life.
yeah, yeah. But this is what could be one of the major challenge for a lot of people
Yes.
to spend probably $4,000 within 6 to 8 months,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
But then think about what you're getting. So you have to ask this question to yourself when there's a self-doubt about the situation.
Mhm.
Why am I doing so much? Stuff like that. But okay, we don't have to stretch it too much, because if we say too many numbers, then and if
You'll be
somebody
overwhelmed.
that does not get $40 an hour, because not everyone could get $40 an hour,
Yes.
because
Yes.
it depends on, it could be 38, 39, 40, but don't run behind 40, 41, 42, because it depends on the benefits that you're getting in your job.
Yes.
It
That's
depends
one thing
on
too.
the locality that you're working. If it's a metro
Mhm.
city, it's going to be low. If it's a rural city, it's going to be more. It
Yeah.
depends on the sponsorship as well.
Yes.
If
Mhm.
somebody's sponsoring your work permit, then the pay rate might not be too much, because it might affect probably $1 or so. So when we said $40, it's really an average. So do not think about 40, and do not fight, and don't do bad negotiations with your employers
Yes.
about,
Yeah.
it just does not leave a good impression about you.
Yes.
I did a interview podcast with Trineta Bojwani, who is a neurophysiotherapist, and we did that about 2 weeks ago. And this
Yes.
is what we talk about negotiations. Like, she has been a therapist for more than 3 years now, and she's a neurotherapist, and she's changing a job, and she's not going to get what she was making before.
Okay.
And she's thinking about the long-term investment in that company, because that's going to take her CV, and that's going to take her position to a very different position in about 1 or 2 years.
Mhm.
So you have to have a long-term vision about that.
Yes. Mhm.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Kristine,
Yeah.
I think that covers a lot of things.
Yes.
One thing that I really want you to tell me, because I'm very much interested in that, what are your future goals? While you're in Canada now, you become a resident PT. I know that you will eventually
Fine.
become the registered PT.
Yes.
What is future looking for you?
Yeah. So, well, when it comes to career, yes, I am going to take the exam this coming August. So please, guys, pray for me. Okay. I need to pass that exam. Yes. And then after that one, so, just work as a fully registered physiotherapist, grow in the
Right.
profession, get more certificates, to do more things and
Yeah.
learn more things. So,
Right.
yeah, grow in my profession. And then the next one is continue helping and assisting physios, especially Filipino physios, okay,
Right.
through Physiopath or through PCE Final Frontier. I want to make it big, okay? Actually, later on, this is too soon to say, right? But hopefully 5 years from now, or maybe years from now, we can start an agency in the Philippines, which would allow us to connect more physios
Right.
to employers in Canada. Because right now it's not possible, like it's not allowed, okay, for us
Okay.
to employ physio
Okay.
and then connect it to someone. That's
Okay.
illegal recruitment.
Right.
Okay, so we cannot do that yet, okay? But later on, since we want to make it grow, okay, so that's what we're thinking. And
Right.
yeah, if
Sounds good.
God would allow that, if that would benefit more, then why not? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the idea,
yeah.
and there you go. You're in Canada, and you're already becoming an entrepreneur, making way for yourself, because you're at the land of opportunities. And why not take the advantage of being independent? And if you have those future goals, then please let me know if there's I can do, or any of our team members can help you to work on certain projects, and we'll be happy to do that.
I can't actually think of anyone else to be in partnership with. When I
That
think
is
about
awesome.
the growth of these things, I instantly think of you guys. So PC
Ab-
Final Frontier,
we
Mr.
are
Robin
blessed.
Singh, and yeah, it's just so
We
amazing speaking with
Yeah,
you.
it's an absolute honor to work with you, Kristine. Any
Mhm.
final message to the therapists, any therapist out there, anything that you
Okay.
want to say that comes completely from your heart?
Okay. So, yep, wherever you are now, whatever kind of situation you're in, just bloom. Okay.
Right.
Bloom wherever you are planted. Excel in whatever you do. Okay. Never get tired of giving your best, to every patient, because you never know when that big difference can happen. Okay.
Right.
You never know how much of an impact you are creating in their lives. So keep doing that. Okay. And if you want to pursue your career in Canada, good news, because you already have people now to help
Right.
you. Okay. Because as I've mentioned, I was on my own before, cost me a lot. And I don't want you to go through the same thing. Okay. You have PCE Final Frontier, you have Mr. of Need, you have Kristine, you have Physiopath, you have everyone to support.
Absolutely.
Okay. And don't be scared, because some people are not, I'm just going to do it myself because it's expensive, or I don't want to spend that much.
Yeah.
You can't realize how much you're saving, right? Because again, reality is it can cost you when you are not informed, when you don't know what you're doing. Okay. So just put in a lot of effort, hard work, okay, and prayers, and just keep that grit firing, just keep that spirit firing.
That's important. That's important.
Yes. And just don't give up. Don't give up. Wherever you are, excel and embrace the journey. Don't rush. Okay. Some people are rushing. Like, I want to go to that, point B from point A in a shortcut. There's no shortcut. Every road, whichever road you take, there are challenges. There's no shortcut. It's not easy. It's never going to be easier. Okay. Until you arrive here in Canada, maybe it will be less challenging. Finally, you can sit on the couch, just enjoy the view of the mountains and like, I did it.
I disagree with you. There is a shortcut. There's a shortcut. Watch this episode.
That's yeah. Okay.
That is your shortcut. If you've been struggling, you've been thinking this is a long journey, with right guidance, you can find shortcuts.
So we just made a shortcut today.
Exactly.
Right. There's no shortcut, but there's a smoother way, right? And now you have the shortcut. At least you have your map now. Okay. So there's a map that you can see, like a Waze. Do you have Waze? Do you know Waze?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Waze in the Philippines too. So it's like
I've used it here a lot. I usually used it to find if there's any cops standing on the freeway, if I can avoid the speed checks.
Precisely. So there is a guide. You know when to, keep right, take a right turn. When there's some accidents or whatever. You're just informed before you get there. So that's basically what we're going to do and what we are doing now.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you, Kristine, for talking to me and donating your time to the community. And I know that takes a lot of the energy and a lot of courage to come here and talk about the stuff and talk about your own mistake. It's not easy to talk about that. Everyone wants to be a perfect image out there in the world, but people like you who are an inspiration to hundreds of people, and we want to make sure that thousands of people watch this episode and take benefit out of it. If you are feeling you're alone, you are not. There are at least few people out there who can stand for you, who can help you out, who can make a journey for you. So please reach out to us at pcefinalfrontier.com or reach out to Physiopath for your CAPR and your PCE journey. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and let us know if we can help you out in any way. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have any questions, send your email at support@pcefinalfrontier.com.
Kristine. And you can also email us at gopt@theptph.com or gopt at theptph.com. So you can connect with us, email us, and we will be there to help you. So just last thing that I want to tell everyone, okay, wherever you want to go, I hope you get there, and I hope you become happy when you do, because that's important.
Special announcement. Special announcement. I didn't plan this. Special discounts for anyone who's coming from Physiopath.
Yay!
Right, there you go.
Is that for the review?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Special discounts. So anyone who is coming from Physiopath, we will try to give you the maximum discounts that we can give for your review, so that a little bit of the burden that we can help you out on regular basis can be taken off.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I had a great time with you. Okay, so
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching, and for those who are going to watch the recorded video, you can still ask us anything if you wish to. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
everyone for joining us today and listening to Kristine. And thank you, Kristine, for donating your time to PCE Final Frontier. And we are happy to call you as our team members.
Thank you so much.
And wish you all good luck for your future aspirations and your future goals. And hope to see you soon in Surrey.
Yes, we will.
Right.
Thank you
All right.
so much, Mr.
I will end. Thank you. You're welcome. I will end the Zoom. I will end the stream in about 20 more seconds. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat. Kristine, we do have some appreciation from Erica in the chat. She's clapping for you. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, Erica. Oh, that's Erica Regando. Yes. She's in Dubai. And,
okay.
I just hope that she can start very soon. Miss Erica, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, there's one thing too. So when I came here in Canada, I'm with my husband. He's also a physio, and it's just so good that, in a very new place, strange place, you have someone with you. So yes, if you want to come to Canada, you can bring your spouse with you under the work permit visa. Okay, and they will be in the open work visa. So that's possible.
That is right. Awesome.
Also that's not guaranteed, but that's possible.
That is a possibility.
I am not the one to.
Yes. But we do help with the LMIA process, where we help the candidates to apply directly for job on closed permit, and the spouse can come on the open work permit. So we kind of help with that. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Kristine. Love to have you here, and hope to do more projects in the future. Wish you all good luck. Say hi to your husband from me. And
I'll do that.
Thank you.
And say hello to the whole PCE Final Frontier. Thank you so much for having us.
For sure.
It's an honor.
Thank you.
And let's continue helping more and building more bridges, opening more doors for physios and physios all over the world.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching PCE Final Frontier podcast.
We have someone from Pakistan.
Yes, we do. We do. Annie, Abbas. We are in touch with a lot of Pakistani physios, so great people to work with and a lot of brotherhood. Love for you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.